Kamala Harris recently called Trump a fascist, but her party should do some serious self-reflection. The term fascist is loaded with historical weight and implications of authoritarian regimes that suppress dissent and concentrate power. Fascist regimes often cast themselves as the only morally correct choice, claiming that opposition is corrupt or morally inferior. This tactic is not just about political maneuvering, it's about creating a narrative where the ruling party is seen as the savior of the nation. We see this when Democrats present their values as the standard for moral integrity, implying that disagreement equals intolerance or bigotry. This kind of moral absolutism can stifle open debate and create an environment where dissenting opinions are not just disagreed with, but are vilified and suppressed. Another strategy is mass mobilization. Fascist movements are known for creating a sense of crisis to rally large numbers of people in support. This sense of urgency can be a powerful tool to galvanize the public, making them feel that immediate action is necessary to prevent disaster. Some Democratic campaigns use this tactic by framing each election as the most important in history, pushing a sense of urgency that can discourage debate. When every election is portrayed as a do-or-die scenario, it can create a polarized atmosphere where compromise and discussion are seen as weaknesses. Historically, authoritarian regimes often form tight alliances with key industries, aiming to control resources and regulate markets to further their agenda. These alliances lead to a concentration of power that benefits a select few while limiting opportunities for others. In the US, some Democratic proposals, like expanding government oversight in healthcare, energy, education, and industrial production generally, resemble this strategy of concentrating power and limiting competition. While the intention behind these policies may be to provide better services and protections, the result is a reduction in the diversity of options available to the public. Censorship is another classic tactic fascist regimes use to control information and limit opposition voices. Fascist governments historically suppressed opposing viewpoints, stifled dissent, and controlled the media to maintain power and enforce their narrative. We can see this happening with the major tech companies and social media platforms, which are often back and forth but seem to largely favor Democrats and so-called leftist beliefs. For example, the House Oversight Committee found that the FBI and federal government infiltrated Twitter to deliberately limit free speech, particularly conservative speech and news contrary to the mainstream narrative, and former Twitter employees admitted the New York Post's Hunter Biden laptop story didn't violate any Twitter policies, but it was taken down anyway. They also admitted they made no attempt to verify the authenticity of the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop. Zuckerberg also later stated publicly that he felt pressured by the federal government. By consolidating control, the government limits choices. This centralization of power leads to inefficiencies and a lack of innovation, as there is less incentive for improvement when competition is stifled. This has some Americans wondering, where does so-called necessary regulation stop and overreach begin? The balance between their alleged necessary oversight and excessive control is a delicate one, and finding that balance, if there even is one, is crucial for fostering a healthy society. After all, when any single authority dominates a sector, innovation and competition tend to decline. A vibrant competitive market is essential for fostering new ideas and technologies, and excessive regulation can hinder this process. While Kamala Harris's comments about Trump being a fascist are provocative, it's important to examine the broader context. Both parties have tendencies that can be labeled authoritarian, and it's crucial for freedom to remain vigilant against any form of overreach. The key is to encourage open dialogue, respect for differing opinions, and a commitment to the principles of liberty. Only by doing so can we ensure that our so-called political system is accountable and transparent. This is the cornerstone of a functioning society and the best defense against any form of authoritarianism. Ultimately, the power lies with the people, and it is our responsibility to use that power wisely. By staying informed and engaged, we can help shape a future that reflects our shared values and aspirations. Let us strive to build a society where freedom and justice are not just ideals, but realities for everyone.